The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiffany Thomas with the Oracle Applications Users Group. Welcome, everyone, to OEUG's Collaborate 19 preview session. Today's e-learning session is titled, So, You Want to Be a Data Scientist or Understand What One Does? OEUG will host over 500 sessions on topics pertinent to the Oracle applications of today and tomorrow, such as this one, at Collaborate on April 7 through 11 at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center in San Antonio, Texas. 1 week at Collaborate 19 is all you need. We will cover a plethora of topics ranging from eBusiness Suite, on-prem, EPM Hyperion, and so much more. Claim the lowest available rates by registering today. Visit collaborate.oeug.org. Before we get started, I would like to go over a couple housekeeping items. You will be on mute throughout the presentation. If you would like to ask a question, please type it into the question box in your control panel at any time. Once the presentation has concluded, I'll read the questions back so the presenter can respond. We're recording this session, and it will be available on the OEUG website later today. I would like to now introduce your presenter for today, Andrew Preston, Managing Partner at InfoSemantics. All right, take it away, Andrew.
All right, well, thank you very much. Just 1 second, let me make sure I'm showing my screen.
And
all right.
I see, I'm sorry, perfect. But now I'm seeing your preview screen, your preview PowerPoint.
All right, I'm sorry, can we edit this out, or I think I've got to change this around.
Yeah, no problem. Looks good, thank you.
Okay, so my name's Andrew Preston. As Tiffany already gave me that lovely introduction, the section is, so you want to be a data scientist or understand what one does? So as Tiffany alluded to, I'm the managing director with InfoSemantics. I have over 25 years of working with data-focused systems. I'm the vice chair of the Northwest Oracle User Group. I've worked with data science projects in Asia, Europe, and the US. I've attended data science conferences around the world, about 2 a year, Bali, Warsaw, Singapore, Las Vegas, etc. And back in the day, I majored in economics with some graduate level coursework in econometrics, which was kind of the data science of the day in the 1980s. My first really science data project was in the 80s when I worked with a large hotel chain. I was told by my boss to bring in the food and beverage data and present it to the vice president of food and beverage. And I thought it was a great project. I brought it all in. We had how much coffee, how much beer, how much chicken wings were sold by hotel within the 3 hotels that we tested. And as soon as I presented it to the vice president, he looked at me and said, what am I going to do with this? So I learned have a use case before I start building a data project. And that's a good lesson, I think, for us all to know who are working in data science. We've already gone through the announcements. I'll have my data science lecture. My reference slides aren't quite together, and then we'll run the Q&A session at the end. So what started me with this was this Harvard Business Review article, Sexiest Job of the 21st Century. And when I think of sexy, I think of Brad Pitt and Moneyball. And then we have a data scientist, which was Paul in that movie and played by Jonah Hill. But clearly, if you're looking at who is sexier, Brad Pitt is not a data scientist. He's a manager that's using data science. Jonah Hill is a data science, and clearly, I'll leave it up to you to determine who's the sexiest, and that may play into our job. Did Harvard Business Review get it wrong? The article's interesting, but I'm not sure it's the sexiest job of the 21st century. So I look on another article, I'm putting this together, And much more recent is why so many data scientists are leaving their jobs. It's not sexy. What's the biggest issue? The expectation of the job is not matching the reality. This is because data science, unlike a lot of other fields, is not really well defined. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, you have a very clearly defined role to play, and you have state agencies that license you. If you want to become a data scientist, all you do is call yourself a data scientist. I interviewed a woman in a hotel casino. We were in a hotel that had a casino, and as she was applying for a job with data science, I asked her what an appropriate use case would be for a casino, and she turned to me and said, well, you can figure out which customers are winning and then use that data to have the house cheat on them. Clearly, we did not move ahead with hiring them, but that sort of really limited viewpoint of what data science is evident in a lot of these conferences I go to. I don't consider myself a data scientist because I haven't had necessarily all the coursework, but I do consider myself more qualified to do data science than 90% of the people I meet at the data science conferences. So how does one become a data scientist? I have my 3 thoughts up here, the 3 major things, and then I have the 11 or so I got off the web. So the first thing is math. Data scientists should have probably graduate level math and statistics, and I include these 2 in here together. And I think there's no easy way. There's no way to skip through this and really become a data scientist without the heavy math. And I think this is a blocker for most people. The second thing I view as an important requirement is a deep and thorough understanding of business processes, what your business does. If you're looking for airline use cases, let's say increasing fare, you really have to understand the frequent business flyer, how they respond to different incentives, and what's gone in the past. If you don't have this sort of deep concept of the problems you're trying to solve, you will come up with a use case that is too simplistic and will hurt the company rather than help the company. The third thing I think you need is you obviously need a background in IT. Now later on we'll see a slide with 30 products around data science, and clearly almost nobody's an expert in all 30. And when we hire people, I really don't look for specific deep programming experience like 10 years in a Winfrey. I look for 10 years of program experience in maybe a variety of languages that can be transferred. I think focusing too much on I need 10 years of Python, well, it probably hasn't been around 10 years. So it's going to be difficult to find that. And again, when I view programming, I'm viewing problem solving. So let's look at the list that we get from this dataversity.net. And it's 11 items. And been around all these things. There's only one person I think that can meet all of these. And my favorite is the business, and I can't even pronounce it, Perspicacity. But in my mind, what this tells me is it relates to this. You have to have a deep understanding of it, and you have to be able to explain it to your fellow business users. And this is what my takeaway from this. Data science is a team sport. I have read an article just today from Forbes that for every data scientist that a company employs, you'll need 5 data engineers to feed them the data, to do ETL, to do whatever. So it's unlikely you're going to be hired to be the data scientist and have to do all that work. And I would say the biggest thing out of this is being able to develop that use case, being able to tell that food and beverage vice president why he needs this data versus providing the data. Because if you have the data, it's not there. At Perspicacity, since that was a difficult role, I decided to ask an expert on this, And we have Lisa Simpson here. All right. So that's Perspicacity, and it helps me pronounce it. So let's look at an actual, well, not an actual, but a theoretical use case here. I made this up just to be able to explore a good versus bad use case. We have 1 million widgets in the field. If one fails unexpectedly, it costs us 10 million. However, if we know in advance, we can replace it for 1 million. Each test costs us $100 to run, and the test is 99% accurate. And we get no false negatives, so we find every failure, but we do get 1 in 1,000 false positives. And the widgets are pretty robust, only 1 in 10,000 fails in a year. So the question is it a good test or a bad test? And since I kind of made it up, it's a bad test. How bad is this test? It's $200 million to the bad. So I think this brings up another thing we've got to be aware in data science is we've got to really be willing to check our numbers and recheck it in the real world situation after our solutions have gone in, or if you're lucky, you can do randomized controlled trials, do it with so many people, and then you should see the gain or the loss in those areas. So I think I referred to this earlier. We see all the products in data science. Now this slide is a staple at every data science conference I go to. And what I do notice is you always have about this many, but the specific products come in and out where you lose 10 every 6 months and then new 10 will come in. I want to do one more use case. I know I'm kind of running out of time here. 98.6, we all know, is the average human body temperature. And this is Carl Wunderlich, who came up with this in the mid-1800s. And this was his data collection tool. It's a 1-foot thermometer that goes under your armpit. So the question here is this a good use case or not? I don't know if any of you have hypochondriacs in your family, but I do, and they go running to the doctor every time their temperature goes up to 99. Well, this is not the correction in body temperature, it's an average. The correct body temperature can go up to like 100 and still not be a fever, or down to 96 and still not be a problem. Normal humans vary their body temperature day by day, whether you're male or female, whether you're working out or whatever. So the concept of this being a very exact number that we can say has led to some suboptimal results where people going to doctors inadvertently or taking too much Tylenol. And that's my last slide. Here's my session information and my email address. Tiffany, I'll throw it back to you for any questions.
Thank you so much, Andrew. If you have any questions, please type your questions in the control panel, which is located at the bottom of the question box. Well, while we're waiting on questions to come in, Andrew, do you have any last minute comments?
Not at this point.
Perfect. So we don't have any questions that come in, but I want to remind everyone, one second. I want to remind everyone to sign up for Early Bird. 1 week is all you need at Collaborate 19. Join us, the OAUG, in San Antonio, Texas this year, April 7 through 11, 2019. And again, Early Bird is coming up quickly. So claim the lowest available rates today. Register today by visiting collaborate.oaug.org. Again, I want to say thank you, Andrew. And if you want to hear more on this topic, please come and visit us in San Antonio, Texas. So, Andrew, if you don't have anything else to share with us today, I just want to say that this concludes our presentation. Thanks again. And everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again, Andrew.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.